Thanks to the support as a channel member, Russ Eddy. Well, Champions League last 16, and it couldn't be much harder because we've been drawn against a Premier League team who've beaten us the last couple of times we've played them quite comfortably as well. So it's not ideal, is it? That Premier League team in question being Arsenal. We're going to show you both legs of that in today's episode. If we have a look back at when we last played them, it was Boxing Day and we lost 3-0 away from home. We also played them in the Community Shield, which we lost 3-1. If we go back to last season, we did beat them 2-1 over a year ago. That's the last time we had a victory over Arsenal. The Premier League table is looking like this. So we are having a better season than them, but we are also 20 points behind Newcastle with 9 games to play. So Newcastle pretty much with the Premier League title wrapped up, and we're very focused on making sure we get back in the Champions League next year, because I'm now working on the assumption we're probably not going to win it this year, because that draw seems like a hard draw. There has been a smidgen more transfer business since the last episode. In fact, has there? I think Manuel Sanchez came in the last episode. We did send Asghari and Cruz out on loans and did also try and bring in a 6'4" English wonder kid striker on deadline day from West Ham, but we couldn't get the money together for him. Specifically, the striker we were trying to sign was this guy, Daniel Williams, 6'4", but big and strong and physical, 6 caps for England already. We had that deal arranged at, I think, £65 million we were going to buy him for. Looking at it, we probably could have just loaned him and had it, put a future fee on just to keep him around the place. But yeah, we weren't able to get the money together. Fingers crossed we can get the money together. In fact, next season's, but I mean, he's an English wonder kid. Do we just go back in with the same deal again and use next season's budget and just secure him? I think we're just going to secure him because that's what we need. We need to focus on English players in the next window, and a striker is definitely what we need. And a 6'4" fast striker, definitely what we need. So this is the team for the first leg against Arsenal. I mean, you know the team. There's not much in the way of other options. We don't have much in the way of injuries, thankfully. Only Gian is going to be injured. He's out for the next 9 weeks. So realistically missing the rest of the season, which is not ideal, but I am grateful that past Kev decided to add a couple more midfielders to this Champions League squad. So at least we're not going to be having to play me in central midfield, which might have been one of the options. So it is Drazic in goal, a back four of Lee, Vidal Santos, Sheerlink and Albanusen, Coppens and Mielescu in midfield, Esqueda, Mertens and Yang behind Kost up front. And we need a good start to this tie. We can't, let's get the cliches out. We can't win it in the first leg. We can definitely lose it in the first leg, though. And believe it or not, there'll be people in the comment section arguing with that statement, but I maintain that statement is true. No matter what happens, we're not winning it here. I mean, I guess if we win 8-0, we're probably as good as through, but we're not going to win 8-0, are we? We might be able to, even if we won like 2 or 3-0, that's not as guaranteed as going through, and that's probably the absolute best outcome we could hope for. But we could lose 6-0 away from home against a team that have a history of beating us. So let's just not balls up, I think is what I'm getting at. We want to get the ball to Mertens, to Kost, to Yang, get them opportunities and hope that doesn't happen at the other end of the pitch. Offside, referee? You going to let us have a little bit of an offside there? No? Just going to give that? Cracking. Well, that does make things more awkward. They've scored with their first shot on target. And, I mean, look at what they've got: an inverted wing-back, an inverted full-back, a Segundo Volante, a Trequartista, and 2 inside forwards. It's like playing PvP. They've got literally no width. They're just crowding the middle, but not even playing with a proper striker because they're 2 attacking players, or a Trequartista and a deep-lying forward. It is like some kind of weird meta system that you would get playing against another human. It's like the sort of perverted thing that Work the Space would download from wherever he gets his filthy downloaded tactics from. But we have to find a way to get past it. Maybe we pull out the snazzy Wembley from the league to counter this nonsense like we do in the league. Yang is cutting in field, though, showing that we just need superior players. We don't need the snazzy Wembley here. Escueda is in, and it just, I think it just got pushed wide of the post. I think their goalkeeper got a little bit of a touch on that. It's pushed around the post, but we have a corner. I was looking at the squad. We don't actually have much in the way of big meaty men in this new version of the squad. Obviously, last year we had Gomez scoring all the goals. He doesn't even get in West Ham's team now, but scored so many goals as a 6'4", 6'5" centre-back that I think we've missed his goals, and it might be one of the reasons why we're so off the pace in the league this year. There's an argument to draft him back in just because of that goal contribution that we get from him. The only player we've got over 6 foot tall is Mialescu, who's 6'4", but our centre-back partnership are both 6 foot. The two fullbacks are small. The wingers are small. Mertens is small. Coppens and Cost, I think, are 6 foot as well. But we are at risk of being a little bit physically dominated, which is one of the other reasons to bring in that big, lengthy boy from West Ham. Not only is he English, which is obviously a big benefit because we need English players in the squad for situations like this where we're in the Champions League and we need some homegrown players. But it would be quite handy to have a 6'4" striker. And I don't think Kurt Villakazi is going to get the job done. I know some of you are desperate to have him turn up. I don't think he's the answer. But a better, younger, Englisher version of him is exactly what I'd be looking for. Right, if we can grab one back before half time, that would be nice. Oh, well, I said we could lose it today. We can't win it. We definitely can't win it today from here. We're on the verge of losing it, though. We're making things very difficult for ourselves going into this second leg, and I feel like I'm playing against myself. They've done to us what we've done to so many teams over the last 2 years. It's 3-0 before half time. And our season is effectively ending here. We can't win the league. We've got ourselves into a position where it's really hard to win the Champions League from here. We better qualify for if we don't qualify for the Champions League this season, that is going to be a disaster, because as much as the likes of Mertens have signed longer term contracts, we've thrown money at them. If we're not in the Champions League next year, they're not going to stick around. We're going to lose our golden generation, our young superstars, and have to rebuild. I thought I was done rebuilding in this Pentagon, but maybe not. Mertens plays it forward to Cost, and now Mialescu. Albanusam, we really need a goal here. Albanusam with the cross. Escueda is there, and we've got a goal back. It's 3-1. We'd take 3-1 at this point, I think. I know we don't live in the golden era of away goals being super significant, but I think we can overturn a 2-goal deficit. If we continue playing today, there's the risk that Arsenal score again before we do. So I'd be all for blowing the full-time whistle here. If we're not allowed to do that, I guess we need to try and grab another goal. But it's arguably still more important at this point that we don't concede than we score again. Oh, it's complicated. Right, Cost has been rubbish. Carlos can come on for him. Lee is tired, so he can come off. He's also on a yellow card. And I think we want to get Veriga on. It does mean taking off Escueda, though, so I might not do that. I might bring Dylan on for Yang and just try something a little bit different in behind a different striker. Push Mertens out wide, see if he has a bit more joy out there, because he's not really got up to any of his normal shenanigans today. So let him hang out on the right-hand side and think about what he's done or not done in this... Oh, sugar plums. I said we shouldn't have played on. Nobody listened to me. We insisted on continuing the match, and now look what's happened. We've got ourselves into a right mess again. And this has kind of been the story of our season. We really struggle against English teams. We've struggled in the Premier League, and now we're struggling against an English team in the Champions League. Well, my goalkeeper's having the worst game he's had since he's been here. I mean, yeah, why not? Take him off. Send a message. And now we will get Veriga on. And, I mean, I guess at this point, we've got to try and get one back. 3 goals to overturn is too many goals. If we can grab one more, make it 4-2, it does give us that little bit of a lifeline. But it's Arsenal on the attack again. 89th minute. If they score again here, we may as well just see you next season. And it is Arsenal on the attack again, and they're going to score again. They've hit the crossbar. Right, Mertens, do something special. He just launches it clear. He's shattered. He's played a lot of football over the last 2 years. We've tried to rotate him with Dylan this year, but he is tired right now, and it's showing because he's not doing his normal magic. And that is not what I expected from this first leg today. Well, now we need to go and take our medicine and have it mathematically confirmed that we can't win the Premier League. And then we've somehow got to turn it around in that second leg against Arsenal, which is just 6 days away. It'll be fine. Well, at least we're winning our games in the league, so it looks like we should be able to get into next season's Champions League. Still 20 points behind Newcastle. 8 games to go now. This is depressing how good a season they're having. It's absolutely ridiculous. If we compare points totals to last year, we finished last season on 86 points. They're going to blast past it. And actually, if you look at, the year before it took 96 points to win the league, 74 that year. So it's not every year. Yeah, it varies massively. We had quite a low point scoring year when we won the league. We're not going to get to 86 points this season, but we might not be a million miles away from it. We've not had a 20-point drop off. It's very upsetting. Right, let's beat Arsenal. Then we don't have to worry about it. It's an unchanged team from the last Champions League game. It is a different 11 to the one we've just played in the league that's beaten Spurs. But we've beaten Spurs. Now let's go and beat Arsenal. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're going to score 3 goals before half-time, like they did. These are the things we've got to be telling ourselves. They scored 3 goals before half-time against us. If we do the same thing against them, then the tie is level with 45 minutes to go, and then it becomes interesting because we're above them in the league. We finished above them in the Champions League. We're the reigning Premier League champions. Obviously, they have more of a winning culture, and yeah, we're done, aren't we? 80 seconds, and it's now pretty much impossible. And I don't know whether to put it down to the inexperience of the squad. The size of the squad is probably a big thing. The fact we've had to try and do the Champions League with a squad of 19 is not ideal. And I know people say, well, you should have kept Kasongo. Even if we had, that would still only put us to a squad of 20. We'd have an extra striker. And it's not like we've been short a striker. Carlos has barely played on this run. So I don't know that Kasongo makes much of a difference anyway. I think we just needed more numbers in general so that we didn't have to run everybody into the ground the way we have. But I think part of it is just it's a young, inexperienced team who've never played in the Champions League before. And we've gone into it a little bit naive, maybe. And we need a year or two's experience playing in the competition, developing some of these superstars. It's a very young team as well. Some of these 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds need to get a little bit closer to their mid-20s whilst keeping the squad together, which is the big tough bit. And then we might have a chance. Mertens has been brought down there. It looks like a very soft penalty because he was nowhere near the ball. But I'll be very upset at this point if the penalty's not given, because you have stopped play there, ref, so you better be giving the penalty. He has given the penalty. Mertens brought down, and it's going to be Cost stepping up to take it. He's already had a goal disallowed today. We've got to score here to start climbing back into the game. Cost does score. It's 1-1 on the night. We're still 5-2 down on aggregate. It's going to be one of the great heroic Champions League nights if we are still in this competition at the end of this football match. We've got the edge of being in our tiny little ground, 17,000 people. It's absolutely rammed, and it's not an atmosphere Arsenal are used to playing in front of. But I don't think that's going to be enough of an edge, is it? And they're in again, and they've hit the post. And well, it's like we're not even trying to defend. They're just ripping us apart. It's very upsetting to me. Right, can we have another go? This is where earlier in the season, Coppens would be winning the ball back in these situations. Right, Escreda is the one who wins the ball back and Lee comes away with it. Hit the cross early. We've got people lining up for it. Cost is one of them and Cost scores. 18 for the season for him now. 2 in 2 minutes in this match. And maybe we might be giving ourselves a lifeline. 2-1 on the night. 5-3 now to Arsenal on aggregate. And if we grab one more before half-time, then it does start to get interesting and we do give ourselves a little bit of a chance. And we'd like a little bit of a chance. We need Mertens to turn up. He's been so good in the group stage of the Champions League. He was absent in the first leg. And again there, it's not the magic we're used to from him. Maybe he just wanted his big money contract and now we've broken him. Right, Milascu plays it forward to Mertens. Look at the space they've given him. This is surely a mistake. Mertens outside of the foot. It comes back off the keeper. Cost is there with the rebound. He's got a 7-minute hat-trick. And it's going to be, no matter what he goes on to do in his career for the next 10, 15 years, he will never have another more important 7 minutes than the one he's just had. A hat-trick for Cost. It's 3-1 on the night, 5-4 to Arsenal now on aggregate. Can we draw the tie level by half-time? Because that would be really quite super. Milascu wins it back. Mertens back to Shearlink. It is setting itself up for excitement, boys and girls. Albinusen forward to Yang, who's also been pretty quiet over this tie. Deep, far post cross, and Esqueda is there. And we've scored 4 goals. In 11 minutes, it is 5-5 on aggregate. And Arsenal are on the ropes. Go get them again before half-time. Go in at the break in the lead. Look at us. This is a great cross from Yang. Esqueda just dominating over the top of his man. And it's 4-1 on the night. 5-5 on aggregate. We've had 5 shots on target and scored 4 of them. Their goalkeeper is playing like Drazic did in the first leg for us. More of that kind of thing, please, gentlemen. The tie is perfectly balanced. 4-1 to them in the first leg, 4-1 to us in this leg. And we are the team at home. We are the team playing well and we are the team attacking. And it is with us again. And Coppens plays it back to Vidal Santos and now Milascu, who's got better and better as this season has gone on. He's not a goal scorer, though, as we've just seen. But I mean, at least he's having a go. He's trying to get something going, trying to create something. We need Mertens to do something. He's coming off in a minute. If he doesn't, we need that moment of magic from him. But I think we might have just tired him out. I think he's done for the season. Mertens off, Dylan on. Esqueda is off for Variga. And Milascu is going to come off for Coppin. We've got Coppins and Coppin in midfield, but Variga and Dylan are the 2 fresh players who we can add into that attack who hopefully drag us over that finish line. We have still got Carlos on the bench to throw on if we need him. Yang is tiring, so we might be putting Cost out onto that right-hand side, which seems a little bit harsh after he scored a hat-trick, but, you know, goals. We require goals, especially because Arsenal getting back into the game, now starting to attack. If they score again here, it does knock the stuffing out of us a little bit. But they've already knocked the stuffing out of us once with that goal after 80 seconds. And that's just terrible, terrible goalkeeping. I think the plan is 2 up top. Never mind moving one of them out onto the wing. We're sacrificing a midfielder and we're sticking on an extra striker and we are going for it. Right. We are going to take off. I'm thinking of taking off a defender, actually, and throwing Carlos on. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Right. We're going to take off. No, we're not going to take off Coppins. We are going to take off a defender. We're going to take off. I'd like to take off both the fullbacks and go to a back 3, but we can't really. So I guess we're leaving one of them on. So we will take off Albinusen and bring on Carlos. So we stick a second striker on. And then I guess just do this. And he can be, we can't make him a wide centre back, so there's not a third guy in there, which is annoying. We'll swap those 2 over like that, so he can do that on that side. And then, of course, we go very attacking. And we throw everything at them. Right, come on then, you bunch of wallies. Somebody do something. Please. We did so well to get back into the match. Right. I mean, what is that? Just an aimless ball forward. Right, Cost wins it back. Coppin, now to Dylan. Dylan, ball over the top. Carlos is in, one-on-one with the keeper, and he's missed an absolute sitter. We brought him on to be a difference maker. That felt like that was our moment. Get forward. Everybody get forward. I don't think it's going to work for us, is it? You go attacking. Why not? It's the worst that can happen. Have we still got one more change we can make? I don't think we have. And we've only got defenders on the bench anyway. Have we got one more change? Because he's tall. We bring a taller defender on just for the set pieces. He's 6'4". He's on literally to try and get on the end of a corner. But it doesn't look like we're getting one. That's quite upsetting because the stupid game gave us stupid hope. Well, I guess now we just need to make sure we qualify. We could still win the FA Cup. So the next episode, I guess, if all goes to plan, will be an FA Cup final and us qualifying ourselves for the Champions League again for next year. We dust ourselves off, we rebuild. We get one more year to watch Mertens develop. That's the important thing. We need to sign some English players. We have one coming in. Daniel Williams is confirmed. He'll be joining us in the summer. All 6'4" of him. How handy would he have been to throw on in a match like that? Very sad. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to my Patreons for cheering me up when we're rubbish at football. And thank you very much for watching.